Hey, good morning. Ah, Mr. Mustache says, good morning. Hey, I'm here. Give me a minute. Tammy. Ah, good morning. It's Monday. It's April something. 3rd? Oh yeah, it's the 3rd. Um August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. Today is my 2 years and 8-month soberversary, the 3rd of the month. And I pulled out the mug that you guys, my fans are calling me. Um, I pulled out the mug that I haven't shown you yet because it cracks me up. But it's right here. So far it looks like any other mug that we've had. I think that I need to like I think we have to put the mugs of thank you, Kelly, mugs of the week to rest because I don't have any more mugs. I mean, I have a lot of mugs, but you've seen them all. So I think I'm just gonna have tea and not worry about the mug. But for my grand finale, I have this mug, which is a left-handed mug because it's artwork by a friend of mine's child, one of their children, and it was made for thank you, Tammy. Proud to be here for that. Kelly says, well done, Sarah. I'm pretty proud of myself too. Work in progress. um, current addiction is tea and sugar. Can't stop either one. Not at the same time, actually. Sweets and tea. Well, sometimes at the same time. My friend's so my friend used to be drinking as well, and now is not. So yay for both of us. And somewhere there's a hair tickling my arm. And one of their children drew an art project. I don't know if it was at home because I do a lot of art at home or at school, but they drew this picture and it's hilariously perfect. And my friend, the school enabled the children to have their artwork on things like mugs. I don't remember what the website was. And so my friend posted that, and I'm like, I'm getting that mug. So I have to hold it up left-handed, so hopefully I won't drop it. It is a drunk penguin with throwing the cell phone aside or perhaps dropping it. That's over here. Bottle in hand with a sign that says break time, but it's BRAKE. And the penguin, is obviously uh, not sober. And this thing cracks me up to no end. I got it while I was drinking because I'm like, it's perfect. It's me. Um, I still adore it. Ooh, good for you, Tammy. Tammy's without cookies for how many days? It's hard. Anyway, I love this mug. This is my see, but I'm not drinking anymore mug. But I can still have funny things. But it was like so hilariously perfect that, had to have it. I have little vestiges of my cold still colorful Kleenexes in the morning, but not as much. More just suggestions of color, and then a few coughing fits. And right now, I need to like really clear my throat, but I'm not going to do it on camera. I could mute. I had no idea what I wanted to talk to you about today. I knew what I was going to wear to work. I know what I'm going to have for lunch. I did not. 2 months. Oh, with diabetes, that's extra hard. 2 months. That's good. That's good. Congratulations. I you know, I'm fighting one thing at a time right now. So the sugar will happen. I'll fight that too. I'm not going to fight the tea. Are you kidding me? Okay. Um 2 months is awesome. I took a class this weekend on German short rows. Now, I am a tech editor of knitting patterns and crochet patterns and some rigid heddle weaving patterns. I said that right. So, not it's not just knitting, but and during my tech editing, which I still am doing, um, I have tech edited knitting patterns with German short rows in them. German short rows are an alternative to the wrap and turn short row. And if you're not a knitter, you're like, what? Just nod and smile. It's a way to turn around and go the other way, right? Um, and a friend of mine had taken this class from the teacher Laura Barker, and it's through Stitches events. There was a Stitches this weekend, and she had raved about the class and how well it was Laura Barker. I hadn't met her before. I hadn't taken a class from her, um, and she was very good. She was very good. She knows her stuff, and she had us make German short rows in stockinette stitch from the knit side, in stockinette stitch from the purl side, and in garter stitch. And each time we had to break, she called it breaking the stitch. So we made 5 across a row. When we came back, we'd work 2 of them. And then on the third one, she'd say, okay, now take it off the needle and pull it apart. And we're like, okay. So like right off the bat, we were already breaking and fixing our German short rows, and it worked. Like we were fixing them. So I'll show you my swatch. Maybe can't click. There we go. So here's my swatch, and there's a lot of plain knitting in there too. That's the crochet part. Yeah. Good morning. That's the garter stitch part. So we started. Excuse me. Ready nose. We started here and did a little bit of stockinette. And she's like, you don't have to do all the stockinette. Do you remember my talk about my discussion, my wonderment about the word koozie? Well, she said, you don't have to make the koozie. So I don't know where that word came from. It like appeared suddenly as when I was an adult, not that long ago. And I'm like, I don't get it. I would just say cozy. But so she said, in the interest of, getting through the sample, we could just skip all the extra rows. And of course I did not. So some stockinette stitch, and then this would be doing the German short rows. You stop and turn on a knit side. 1, 2, 3. But there's 5. Oh, they're along here. Hello. I think. I don't know where the hell they are. Yeah. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. There we go. And then so the rows get shorter and shorter, and then you come back all the way across, and that's where we fixed this one. And then a little bit more stockinette, and then some garter, and then we did them in garter stitch. And she talked about how nice the points are. They are very nice. It is. I like it. I'm used to doing a wrap and turn because that's what I learned first. And but I really like this one. Yes, Tammy. And then we did it on the purl side, and then we repeated this part to make it long enough, if we had time. And then I blocked it. I actually blocked it already because I blocked the strips for my pillow I'm making, and then I get to sew it together, which won't be hard. And then I have, theoretically, not for this mug, a koozie. There might be some ends to weave in, but not that many. But yeah, so the sweater that one of the sweaters, I finished the, thanks Kelly, and Tammy's asking, do I have plans for my new skill? Yes. Coincidentally, I mean, I signed up for this class when it became available because I wanted to take it. And I signed up a couple months ago. And coincidentally, except maybe not, I'm working on the sweater called Sorrel, Sorrel, excuse me, from Wool and Pine, wool and ampersand pine. Ever talked about how ampersands make me itch? But it's wool and pine. It looks right. Sorrel, Sorrel. And yep, I had set it aside because, new and shiny things came along. And I picked it up again fairly recently and so it's a top-down yoke. So I had the yoke pattern. I'll find it. It'll look like I'm not paying attention to you. I'll find it and put it in the chat. Oh, here's Ravelry. I hope you're still there. And at the bottom of the yoke, it does short rows. And they call for German short rows. And they talk you through it, but not, well, there's a lot of sorrel things. Here we go. Copy. Find my peoples. Paste. There. So I was coming up on some German short rows and I'm like, I can read the directions. And I've edited them before and I know how to find the information. But I would like to take a class. So since I knew the class was coming up, I set my sweater aside when I got to the German short row part. And all I knew was my class was in April, so it would be a while. But in fact, April meant March 31st and April 1st and 2nd. So, or April, I don't know how many days it was. Yeah. I don't know when I took it. Friday or Saturday, one of those days. I think Friday and I think, anyway. Took the class, and then I went back to Sorrel last night, 2 nights ago. I don't know, recently, since then. And worked the German short rows. And I'm really glad I took the class because they don't really explain. They just say do German short rows. And I would have had to look it up. Sorry. And Laura did a thorough job of teaching. I actually messed up the short rows on the first go round because I forgot and was too lazy to get the notes. But I was like, this doesn't look right, but I kept going. I know, Tammy. I thought, I was talking to my, not my roommate, my neighbor. My neighbor yesterday texted to say they're going out of town on Tuesday and did I want stuff from their fridge? And I didn't answer till late at night last night. And I said, yes, but it's probably too late because I didn't answer right away because I already thought I was on Monday and that tomorrow was Tuesday. And so this morning they're like, well, I can bring them over later today. And I'm like, why are you still here? I thought you were leaving on Tuesday. It's Monday, Sarah. Sorrel. So I backed up and I did the German short rows and I finished the yoke of the sweater. And last night I separated out the sleeves and now I'm just doing stockinette stitch, which is a lie because it's reverse stockinette stitch, but they have you, I think it's 2 people. I don't know who it is actually. The designers have you turn it inside out and knit instead of purling the whole thing, which I'm doing. But I'm like, I don't mind purling. I could have purled the whole thing. Oh, I'm there already, Sarah. Boink. Wool and Pine Designs. Wool and Pine. Love Our Designs. Yeah, on the Ravelry page, they don't say the name. So Wool and Pine is the designer. R is R. So that's what I did this weekend was I took this class. Now I also signed up for another class, but it was at the exact same time. So this is why we love to have our classes recorded. So I started watching the recording and then got to a part where I actually have to do something. So I stopped and I'm going to continue when I can actually do the thing, which is probably tomorrow. And it's on drafting your own leggings, drafting the pattern for your own leggings. It's with Cal Patch. And I took her, this is also through Stitches. And I have taken her draft your own boxy tee class and hand sew your own boxy tee. And I had just been watching on Creative Bug the hand sewing a boxy tee class, and it's like, oh, I remember that. I want to do that again. So the drafting your leggings, she said, is also very easy. Sorry. Yeah. And I had to choose. At first, I was going to do the leggings one in person and then watch the German short one later. But because I've taken a similar class from Cal and know her, I trust her. I mean, I don't not trust Laura, but I wanted to experience a class with Laura. So I did that. So I sent Cal a message and said, I will be there in spirit and I'll watch it later. And I trust you to tell me how to do it in the class. So she said, okay. Yeah, let's have some tea. Maybe we'll figure out it's Monday. Other things I did this week. Other things that I've been doing that happened since I last saw you. The February was Black History Month and March was Women's History Month. And I was looking forward to April. I like don't want to look, see what it is because I want to be surprised. There's nothing. It's not anything History Month. We have more coming up, but this is just like take a break month. So I'm watching Midsummer Murders. I'm in trouble. There's a lot of them. Excuse me. I just started. I'm on season 2 already. But during February and March, I've been watching all kinds of documentaries and biographies. And all of a sudden, for the first time in my life, at the age of almost 62, I want to know about American history. I hated history. I hated geography. I hated anywhere that I had to memorize dates and names and places because I can't. I'm bad at memorizing or remembering for that matter. So I always hated that kind of class. I did math because math, you just did the thing, you just followed the thing and you got an answer. You don't have to really remember a whole lot. I mean, probably you did, but I know. Well, so I'm in big trouble with Midsummer Murders, right? There's like at least 20 some seasons, although I figured out that the first season was only 5 episodes, so that makes it more doable, although they're almost 2 hours long. So that's my pleasure at the end of the day. So I wanted to get a copy of it might be Midsummer Murders. It has to be the longest running series ever, Tammy says. So now I'm interested in history. I want to go to DC and go to all the Smithsonian places just by myself and just be there and wander and take as long as I want. But I was like, I need a copy of the Constitution. I've never looked at, I've never studied it. So I went online and looked at one of the local bookstores and there's all different ones with different approaches and they have different covers and they're like $6 up and up. I'm like, there has to be a way to get a there's got to be some, if you need a constitution, this is where you got to get a constitution. So I asked my friend who knows everything. She's like, I don't know. I forget what she said. It was funny. I don't know. And so I figured it out. There's a place in DC called the show Midsummer Murders, this is Kelly, is a good filler for whenever I run out of other programs. Yeah, but see, this is part of the addictive process. I have to watch the whole series in a row and then before I do anything else. So some nights I've been watching 2, which is bad because that's almost 4 hours. I mean, I should be sleeping. Isn't that so? This is the first time I've wanted. Tammy says that would be awesome. Bucket list is so long. This is the first time I have a strange. What time is it? We're okay. Interpretation of or feeling about vacations. I always resented the vacations that my family took, and for reasons, mostly because I was a teenager or whatever, and I would pout. In retrospect, they were lovely, normal vacations. My thought was we should be going to Europe or Cancun or all the things that or Disney, but we did go to Disney World, Disneyland, just me and my parents, and it was not the typical Disneyland experience. Plus, I was in middle school. But the only ride we went on was the boat thing with It's a Small World, and it got stuck in the tunnel in the inside thing, and there's some good. There's not. I don't know. Anyway, that was my experience at Disneyland, Disney World, the one in Florida. I don't know that one. Um, so someone asked me. So then my little family of four, we went on vacations, and as a parent, it's work. It's a lot of work, and I was resentful of that because I was a bitchy. I was not happy. I was in a not happy period of my life, and someone asked me a few years ago what would be my ideal vacation, and I said right away, I'm like, I want to take a pile from my house and go somewhere green, and have somebody bring me food, and I want to do the pile, like get through the pile, so that when I go home, that pile doesn't exist anymore. Like that's my ideal vacation, is somewhere green, be brought food, and get rid of one of the piles in the house, which would make me really happy. So that was my idea of the perfect vacation. And then last week, just not even a week ago, it hit me. I'm like, I want to go to DC. We've been to DC. That was one of the family vacations. There were all kinds of things that went wrong, including that's when our house flooded. Um, and we were in DC, so that was fun. Um, Cleaned out the basement at that point. That was a good idea. That was a good thing. Really? Okay, Disney World. I thought Disneyland sounded wrong. Thank you, Tammy. Any other day I could have said it. No, not a pile of yarn, Tammy. Good question. Like a pile of papers to be sorted through and thrown away or recycled or dealt with. Um, you know, the boring stuff, but the stuff that causes stress. So I still want that would still be something I would do. But I think it'd be more fun to get. I could go to DC by myself. I've never done a vacation by myself, not a real vacation, and I could do that. And I could do that. I'm very excited. I'm not planning on doing it right now. I am actually going on a vacation in June, which is to take a class, which I'll tell you about later. I didn't think of it as a vacation before, but now I'm like, that's actually a vacation. So I'm excited. But I'll tell you about that later. Anyway, I found that the U.S. government has a post office, has a book, has a publishing office, and from the U.S. government bookstore, you can get for $2 a copy of the Constitution, free shipping. And I'm like, that's where I'm supposed to be getting my Constitution from. But you had to get three. So for $6, I got my Constitution. I have two more. If anybody wants one, let me know. Because I don't need three. And so I have what I wanted, so that I will actually at times read this. Yes, that would definitely be a more fun vacation. Both of those would be a more fun vacation by myself. Going to the green place and taking care of a pile and going to DC. I've learned that I can go to a museum with somebody else or a gallery, but I need to be by myself. I need to not have the pressure of somebody else there waiting for me. To like, are you done yet? Or is it time to go eat? Or I need to just be there by myself with no timetable. So now I have my Constitution, and as things happen and I learn things, I will, and I'm talking about as things happen, like in real time, things are happening that involve the Constitution. So I won't read it to you, but I'm excited that I have it. Gosh, 9:25. I had a thing to do today, and we're not going to do it. So let's move on to our oracle reading. Although I do really need some more tea. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. Wait, I have to straighten that. I went to breakfast with a friend on Sunday. I think it was Sunday. I don't know. It might have been. No, it was Saturday, because yesterday I went to dinner at a friend's house. So it must have been Saturday, which means Friday was the day that I took the class. Okay, that solves that. Oh my gosh, still stiff. And when we went to breakfast on Saturday, she experienced me having to straighten the table in relation to the room before I could calm down and order breakfast. Excuse me. That was 3. I'm just going to cut, and we're going to hope we get some new cards here. Or not the ones we've been getting. I'm going to drink some more. Okay, ready? The Knitworthy. That is our main card today. That is our main card today. See how smart I'm getting? Wow. Yeah, okay. The Knitworthy. So that is all of us. That is each of us. It looks like we're knitting. We have baubles. Does that look like knitting or? It could be crochet. We have a hat, we have a scarf, we have a sweater, that's what it's called, and we are happy and feeling the love. Excuse me, whether we made it ourselves or someone made it for us. We are smushing it all around our face, so that means we love it. We appreciate it. And it could be someone that you have knit for. It could be someone who, you know, silent auction, they get a straight tables, improved digestion. Well, that too. It also helps you breathe. I'm glad you get me, Professor Kelly, Professor Wilson. The Knitworthy. So this is, you know, all the self-care. This is we are worth it. This is someone loves us. This is we love ourselves. This is we treated ourselves to the silent auction thing, or someone got it and gave it to us as a gift, or we appreciate the knitwear with the thing that was made either for us or by us or serendipitously found its way into our life. Next card. The pom-pom. I always think of that as being an extra step. I use the word frivolous, but not in a bad way. It's like an embellishment, which to me is not knitting. It's a thing that you do afterwards. It's another step. So, you know, like weaving in ends. Pom-pom. Usually, I mean, made out of yarn. It could be all one color. Could be lots of colors. This one appears to be, wait a minute. Yeah, from a distance, it looks like there's maybe some of this yellow in there, but it appears to be all the same color. Wow, that's a weird optical illusion. So this is like the icing on the cake, the cherry on top. Or it could be like, oh my God, now I have to make a pom-pom. So there's that. And the lace white silk, that one always pops up. It always makes me think of decadence and luxury and treating yourself. So this is a self-care thing. Self-care doesn't mean like brushing your teeth or washing your face or getting a massage. It means just making sure it's putting on your oxygen mask before you help others. That's what it is. So it can mean anything that helps you to be. So this could be a self-care thing. It could be a gift. This is the, you know, the cherry on top. And this is, I always see this as treating yourself. So let's see what I think this means. It's 9:30. Well, because it's my soberversary, I'm going for it's quality of life. Also, at this point, it's not just not drinking; it's quality of life, having a better quality of life, which I am fighting for, tooth and nail at this point. I'm getting rid of anything that stresses me out, except sugar. At this point, I'll come up with something to replace it with. I used to be a salt girl, and now I'm a sugar girl. So this is surrounding yourself with things that you love, including people. this is having having beautiful things in your life. This is I'm going to go with this is self-care, even if it's from someone else helping you by providing things for you, because this look on this person's face is what it's all about right there. And this is unnecessary but fun, and um, that's self-explanatory. And this is also unnecessary but beautiful, and that's also self-explanatory. So today we're talking about quality of life, and um, self-care is kind of a little bit overused, but it's the right thing. It's yeah. Okay, that's what it is. Even if it's just little scraps of yarn, it all helps. Okay, 24. Let's see what the suggested interpretations are. Knitworthy. A loved one in querent's life. I like the word querent. I don't think I ever heard it before this piece of paper. A loved one in querent's life, which could be, I mean, your friend or you. An object of affection or romantic interest. Love and romance in general. So far, these all sound like it's somebody else and it has to do with being loved or loving. And then emotional security, which that's where I would go. That's where your quality of life and your self-care is. Emotional security, taking care of you, making sure you're okay. So I don't really, I'm not using those today, those interpretations. And then 31 for the pom-pom. Creativity. I mean, how many ways are there to make a pom-pom? Imagination, emotion, desire. Really? Creativity, imagination, emotion, and desire. Well, that's not where I went with pom-pom. And then number 7 for the lace weight silk. We haven't seen lace weight silk for a little while, I don't think. Obsession, ambition, desire, addiction. Look at that. Manipulation, indulgence. Obsession, ambition, desire, addiction, manipulation, indulgence. Well, I went in a different direction for all of my cards. I hope that you know that you're worth it and that you take advantage of the pom-poms and the lace weight silk as you find them in your life. How about that? Okay. Self-celebration, maybe. Yep. Definitely. You're worth it. I'm going to go. I have to have breakfast and get ready for work. Oh, Mr. Mustache just jumped up, but he's walking away, so you don't get a... Hey, Mr. Mustache, do you know your name? Hi, Diane. We're just finishing up. I'm trying to get a Mr. Mustache sighting, but hey, come here. He doesn't know his name, but he knows, hey, come here. Say hi to the peoples. Hello, peoples. Look right there. Look. There you go. It's Mr. Mustache. Okay. Ugh, he's kind of a tub. All right. Self-worthiness. Yep. All right. I love you guys. Thanks for being here, and I will see you next time. Oh, Mr. Mustache. Where am I? Go here. Oh, I'm there. Okay.